gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the second round of the ESR Aquila here at the Silverstone International Speed Sport Complex. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is the man who has labeled himself a Fiat Earther, Michael Magas. But not to be left out, we have a special guest star. The man, the myth, the CEO of PossumGrab.com, the victorious, triumphant return of Travis Mofo and Wallace.
He lives.
Dun dun dun.
All right, we're actually at the Silverstone National layout. I don't know this layout, actually. I know Silverstone really, really well, but I always race like the Grand Prix or the historical layout, so there will possibly be some terms. I have no idea where they are. And
how grand is the Prix?
And it's less than a minute long, so actually it's going to be a really short lap. We got
What are we gonna have,
three
like-
15-minute races here today, guys.
Dang.
So we got a lot to go. We got some new faces that I don't know, including this man, Paul Rogers. Welcome, Paul Rogers.
Oh, he's the lead singer for Bad Company.
We got the normal faces up front in Tobias Thierol, Martin Edmonds, but look in third place, gentlemen. We got Anthony Willis showing it off today, up in third.
What you talk about?
The Louisiana Zone. Anthony Willis is going to start from third place here in race number 1. Andrew D, Magic Kazchuk, James Butler, Steve Davidson, Raul Viloria, Rene Ermer, and Mauricio Delgado, your top 10. So the top 10 just got like really, really enthusiastic.
Ha-cha-cha. Oh, we got two guys in here. A little slow on the uptake.
We got Tobias Thierol, we got Rene Ermer, Ricardo Costa. That's from Tugas.
They race with us so often, I just assume they're ESR.
Somebody in the top 10 actually dropped out there. Because Mauricio moved up to 9th place, and Jason Lecarte has moved into the top 10. A Danish racer, I assume, from Tugas. Andy Darnell, John Barker, also in the field. Rick Martel. And we got a little bit of warm-up here, so we'll talk about the cars a little bit. These are the Aquila CR1 cars. They are free to the game. They are free race room content. They're a Danish-built, sort of kind of like a mix of a prototype that you would see at like Le Mans and a sports car. Actually, pretty low retail value, surprisingly enough.
Yeah,
But
they are incredibly fun.
They are very fun. They are arguably my favorite free car, to be honest. There's a nice variety of liveries, and despite that, Tobias Thierol has chosen the white livery. Tobias, you are from Germany. You might want to be careful about that.
I'm sure he's got the right idea.
I mean, solid any color is effectively a classic. There's some classic car that has been probably any solid color, except for maybe like pink and purple.
Pea soup green.
I mean, pea soup green is Gordini's. I think it was the Gordini's back in the 1950s in Formula One that had like kind of a pea soup green going on. So there it is.
I was going to say, everything American in the early 70s was pea soup green.
There's Anthony
Fridge
Willis
stove.
sporting the Valvoline livery. He'll be starting from third place here, which is a little higher than we usually see him, but it looks like he's been working on some things. And gentlemen, do we think he's in for a big performance today, or is it just a blip on the radar?
I believe he shall turn in a spectacular pirouette and aria in the 4th round.
Yeah, we may be seeing a few of those. We're having a triple header, 15 minutes apiece here. It's a small
With
track.
reverse grid. For the
Yeah,
second and
I mean,
third
that
race.
is all about get to the front and do it quick. It should be entertaining.
I do enjoy me a perverse grid. Well, there we are, coming down to the end of the warm-up to the 3-hour warm-up. Word on the street is that Anthony Willis's car is filled with crawdads.
As long as he's not moving in on my possums.
This has got to be like the biggest, the busiest livery of the bunch with all the sponsorship there. The Valvoline, you got Phillips on there, you got a couple others. Most of these Aquillas are fairly plain, but that one's a very busy one. It looks good though. I like it. The green, the green, the blue, and the red combination. Although this one here, this is my livery mostly because the fictional driver is driving them in Racer is a Croatian and a Serbian. Raul Valoria of Tugis Racing International. There you go. So another face from the Tugis guys. We love having them around, and they generally race pretty hard and pretty fair. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hadn't been a part of one of these in a while. A lot of names I recognize, and a whole lot of names that I don't. So this will be fun.
Well, we've adopted this new policy that if you don't finish on the podium, we put you on an ice floe and you're never seen again.
That would be most of us, though.
Correct.
I'd be out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean somewhere at this point.
But you'd have a great tan and you'd know how to surf. Or at least log roll.
I'd probably also be a corpse.
Wow, corpse sickle, maybe. Shark bait, perhaps.
Grid forming up here for the start of our round here at Silverstone. This is the British Tour. We had Brands Hatch for round 1. We'll be going to Donington Park for round 2. Back to Brands Hatch for the Brands Hatch Indy layout for round 4. That'll be kind of horrifying. And then we round it all off with the Silverstone GP layout at the end of the season. So here we go. 20 cars on the grid today. And we got red lights, red lights, red lights, red lights. Come on, come on. There we go. The green flag drops, and we are off. Tobias Thirl with a good start into the first corner. Looks like Martin Edmonds going side by side with Anthony Willis. And further back, Andrew D going nip and tuck with Magic Kazchuk.
Good old Magic Cabbage Truck.
Mm-hmm. There he is, Mr. Kazchuk, teammate of Martin Edmonds in the Canadian Pole Racing Organization.
How much?
Oh, we got contacted back. One of the Valvoline cars off. Valori was involved along with one of the blue cars. Somebody else coming through with a little bit of shoulder nudging.
There they go,
wide.
19 wide through the last corner.
Oh, indeed. There's a couple of actions. The front was pretty clean, but behind we got Gutierrez, and it looks like Galbasic was caught up in that as well.
Some good heads-up driving by the guys that did get through it. A lot of beating around. Surprised all of them kept it on track.
Bad start for John Barker. He's down to 15th place. I imagine he might have been involved in that whole thing. Well, I'll tell you who got a good start. Taka Mariuka is up into 11th place. He's had a fantastic opening. Rounding off the top 10, we got James Butler, Mauricio Delgado. Sorry, Mr. Lecart, I have forgotten your first name.
It's
we'll hopefully get that. And then we got Steve Davidson and Andy Darnell, your top 10. Anthony Willis still in third place. Mixing it up with ESR admin, Martin Edmonds. Big slide through the corner there.
It's all them crawdads.
Looks like we might have lost Dalbasic and Gutierrez from the race, unfortunately. Either that or there is a timing glitch going on. Also possible. Raul Valoria has fallen to the back, so he might have had a spin. Down to 18th place. Paul Rogers loses a spot.
Paul Rogers would never lose a spot. He's too good a singer.
Well, he just did.
Incorrect. Somebody edit that out.
No, we appreciate our non-hidden agenda here at the commentary.
Madness. How do you expect to get ahead in the world if you don't hide your agendas?
Have a good agenda?
I suppose. But what's the real agenda underneath that all?
To have fun and for everybody else to have fun. That's really the agenda.
Boring. What if your real agenda was to throw scorpions at people?
Oh. Well, then I would probably want to hide that, but I also don't know why I would want to throw scorpions.
I don't know. It's fun. You're having fun.
Yeah, my fun usually involves other people having fun, though, not just my own fun.
Wow.
Except when it comes to Nyla. That is the one exception.
So my new neighbor came over because she was looking for the building manager. She had a question for the building manager, but the building manager had left for the day and forever, or not.
Hopefully not. Your new building manager seems like on the ball.
Yeah, she's pretty on the ball. But the question she was asking is, her dog just had puppies, I guess, and she wanted to know if she had to pay like a pet deposit per pet. And I kind of looked at her for a couple seconds. No, you don't have to do that.
I've never heard of it being per pet. I mean, there
is
definitely are places that will charge you extra for having the pet. But,
Yeah, well, it's part of your damage deposit. You also have to pay a pet deposit in case your pet does extra damage. I.e., if you've got a dog that chomps a hole in the wall.
Indeed.
Tell you what, pigs are bad about that. We got a pig a few months ago, and I got about 3 new holes in the wall.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing.
But you'll have bacon. It's going to be slightly gritty bacon with all the drywall dust, but it'll be good.
Oh my God, my wife.
It'll be Kyle bacon.
Just start referring to the pig as future bacon. Come here, future bacon. Let's go.
I'm thinking the pig may actually start to distrust you at that point.
No, you just act all nice and friendly. It's all about the tone of voice.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I feel like the rushing of the 15-minute timer on this race is starting to come into effect already. 2 slow down penalties.
Mm-hmm. Well, we get a couple of those. Obviously, the slow down penalties in effect can be pretty common in one of these races. But the 15 minutes definitely, of course, does mean there's less room for error, I suppose. And I mean, it's the race leader who picked up that last slowdown penalty by his theory, so he's under pressure from Martin Edmonds. Martin's making him work for this one.
Oh yeah,
which is good to see because he ran away with it at Brands Hatch. So I'm not really sure what's up with Mr. Dalbasic, but he's apparently pulled ahead 4 laps on Gutierrez, so he's out there still running. But he lost a lap very, very early. I don't know what happened. Maybe he had to pit for like some significant damage. Not sure. I suppose with it being a less than 1 minute lap, it would not be hard to fall off the lead lap. Just not a lot of time. James Butler's still running in 6th place behind Magic Kazchuk, and there is Taka Maruka, who is falling through the field. John Barker moving up to 12th place. Shout out to Taka. I had a good battle with him at Brands Hatch. We were going side by side for a little bit, and he was a proper gentlemanly driver. So I like that.
So you didn't put him in the wall?
Didn't put him in the wall.
Why not?
Because it's Brands Hatch. There's not really a wall to work with anywhere.
Well, that sounds like some low effort shenanigans to me.
Except for basically Paddock Bend, and Paddock Bend is just kind of like you pick your line and hope you live. Like it's that type of turn.
I'm gonna put the kill in Paddock Hill.
Paddock Hill probably one of the 10 most dangerous turns in European motorsport.
Even more dangerous than that one turn in my particular town. We have an intersection where I'm going to say more than 5 teenagers in my lifetime have been killed there. But there's a little bit of a shenanigans to do with that. It's they're teenagers.
Yeah, that's a big caveat.
They don't look when they're turning in. And C, it's like the back way into the rich neighborhood in town. So they probably don't have a lot of personal responsibility.
Gotcha.
And yeah, they take Daddy's truck out in front of a big old semi loaded with lumber, and that dog ain't go hunt.
Kazchuk getting very close to Andrew D there. Battle for 4th place going on.
That sounds very delightful.
The race 2 pole, I believe, right now belongs to Andy Darnell, because I believe it is a top 10 reverse grid. So Andy Darnell currently in probably the best spot in the race right now for race number 2.
Yeah, if you're not going to get it done in race 1, I think 10th is where you want to sit.
Indeed. Well, he's close enough that he might be able to catch up to like Davidson and Lecarte. Too far away, but at the same time, if I were him, probably not super interested in going super hard for 9th place.
I would like to congratulate Mr. Butler on having the best shade of green on the entire circuit.
Indeed. That's very good. As he continues to try to hunt his way into the top 5 against Kazchuk and D. Butler D. Kazchuk. That's a fine rivalry that's developing in ESR. These 3 guys are always very close to each other in pace, and they've been able to race really, really hard with each other. It seems like they really enjoy it from the voice comms. They're looking forward to their weekly showdowns. Steve Davidson in the Gulf Oil car, running in 9th place, trailing the classic Lotus, driven by Mr. Lecarte. The John Player Special colors. The livery that Lotus ran in the 1970s and 1980s. Got their final world title in Formula One in 1978 with the last American to win the F1 world title, Mario Andretti. Actually, come to think of it, I think he might have been the last American to win an F1 race. Has there even been somebody since?
I believe Bubba Jenkins.
There's, of course, been Americans that have, been on and off the grid. Michael Andretti, of course, appearing in the early 90s. You've got Scott Speed. You've got George Fulmer. You've got Bobby Rahal for like a hot second. But I don't think any of them won. And, of course, America returning to the F1 grid with Logan Sargent joining Williams for next season.
What if he's preempted by his cousin, Dave Lieutenant?
I'm just hoping that Logan Sargent's dad doesn't at any point get on TV, because that dude is crazy.
Shit, give him a fucking seat. Get that guy to drive.
It's the wrong kind of crazy. I'm just saying.
Still watch him drive.
And your boy Dan Ticktum had a Formula E test.
Does that involve many, many drug testings?
No, it does not.
It probably should.
For Dan Ticktum, it might need to.
For those of you wondering, I'm still trying to acquire the rights to fuckdanticktum.com.
I feel like there's a line for that
Probably.
I was like, James Butler putting some pressure on here towards the end on Magic Kazchuk. He would love that 5th place. And top British honors at Silverstone here. It's interesting when we raced at Brands Hatch, because a couple of the guys who were racing had actually raced Brands Hatch in real life. So that was kind of cool to mix it. I don't know if anyone's raced Silverstone. Of course, have the ESR live event coming up on December 17th, where yours truly will be doing live commentary with Jeremy Reeder, the Swamp Thing. And that'll be an interesting time. Apparently, we got 24 cars now signed up, and got some blasts from the past even. A couple of names we haven't seen in a while making their return to the grid.
Like Travis Wallace?
I mean, possibly Travis Wallace.
Maybe we could
GT1 race at Portimao.
Perhaps we could bully Travis Wallace live on air.
Is this a weekend event?
It is a weekend event. It'll be December 17th. That is a Saturday.
I will have to look into this.
believe kicking off at 4 p.m. Eastern, but do not. Well, hang on. I can look at the event page.
I like the GT1s. It's got the caddy. Or is that
1
the
p.m.
GT2 class?
Pardon me. 1 p.m. Eastern time starting kickoff. And we got a healthy grid of Gumpert Apollos, Nissan GTRs, Celine S7Rs, Rough CTR3s, Kunizex. That's and the Ford GT1.
I'll have to look into this, see if I got anything going on that day.
It's being organized by our boy Scott Nick, and he gets all the credit for bringing together this big event, this live event. It is a standalone, and it should be good.
Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, the GT1s may be the last thing that I raced with ESR, like years ago now.
And to be clear, also to anybody, to anyone who's just like curious about Race Room, you can race that race with free content, $0, because the Celine, I want to say it's the Celine, but it might be the Ford GT, but one of the GT1 cars is free, and the Portimao track is arguably the primary appeal of the free game when Race Room came out, because Portimao was a hot track at the time.
Hot track in the city.
It is a super fun track, though.
It's a super fun track.
I would also like to congratulate your boy Steve Dave with the best livery on the course.
Well, it is Golf War. Yes.
Golf War to the front.
Indeed. Adam Komorowski going for pole position for race number 2 here. He's right on the tail of Andy Darnell. And Komorowski's kind of an interesting case. He's a guy who is a little bit truculent with his racing. I think that would be a fair statement to make. So if he were to get pole, things could get pretty interesting. But the checkered flag is out. Tobias Thierolf is your winner. I believe that is his second win of the series.
That's more wins than anybody has ever acquired before.
I love it, Butler with the classic Travis finish.
Mm-hmm. That Lotus came under pressure right at the end there. Lecart and Davidson cruising across like side by side. But Lecart will hang on to 8th place, and it will be Andy Darnell who leads us from pole in race number 2. Assuming everybody stays around and no one exits like happened at Brands Hatch, because yours truly got a pole position he did not earn for race number 2.
That is the best kind to get.
I'd appreciate it if Mr. Lecart could change his name to like Alberto or something like that, so then he could become a la carte.
This is Thierolf's second win, I can confirm. He won race 1 at Brands Hatch. Race 2 went to Henrik Andreasen, who is absent today. So he's the king man right now. 2 firsts and a second place finish so far. Martin Edmonds with his first podium, along with Anthony Willis.
Wilbur.
In fact, everybody who had podiums at Brands Hatch outside of Tobias Thierolf not here today. No Bertrand Barrier, who had 3rd in both the races, and no Henrik Andreasen, who had a 2nd and a 1st. So I think regardless of what happens here today, Thierolf's going to come out of this with a massive points lead.
Black Week. That I don't think you're allowed to say it like that.
A little bit, although that Ferrari is very cool. I'm really happy Race Room has Ferraris in it finally.
Not too bad. It's got I like the hydraulic lifters they got on the front nose there, so you can slam it into the ground whenever you want. Make sparks.
That's the Ferrari 488 GT3 model. And we will be switching over here as there's a bit of a weird thing with like the spectator tool now, where it gets booted at the end of every race, so you got to go back and re-enter. It's a little bit annoying, but it can be done.
So they started doing the renovations on my bathroom today.
Mm-hmm.
You remember you were here once. Do you remember how weirdly shaped my bathroom was with the short wall and the bathtub
yes,
halfway stuck in the wall?
Yes.
So they found out that the idiots who put that wall up were idiots and had basically toenailed it in vaguely, and that's all they did. So they were able to just take the nails out and they use hammers to make it a whole square room instead of a weird L-shaped room.
That's a good idea.
But they also found a lot of black mold.
Yeah, that tends to be the case when you have a poorly done bathroom.
Yeah, well, whoever did this, they used crown molding to cover up gaps in the shower. And they installed it upside down, so the fat part of the crown molding was pointing up, thus trapping the maximum amount of water possible.
Yeah, that's not a bright move.
No. And the wall sections that are, in the shower area apparently were just flooring tiles that they happen to have around. And by tiles, I don't mean tiles, it's just like a sheet of linoleum. So, yeah, that shit started to like dry up, crack up, pull away from grout, pull away from caulking.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So the good news is your death trap of a bathroom is getting redone.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new fan. I'm gonna get a new. The only thing I'm disappointed in is there was a lot of talk of, since there's nothing in the ceiling above the shower area, that they could move just like bulkhead the ducting and then basically raise the ceiling above the shower.
Yeah, so you stop.
That's not happening.
You're of course obscenely tall.
Yes. So I can't actually stand up straight in my shower at any point. But the landlord didn't want to go in for that. However, now that they've got approval to basically gut the joint because of the black mold, maybe I can sweet talk some. Like, come on, guys, it won't take that much.
I mean, if you're gutting it anyways, I can't imagine that the bill for making it taller is actually going to be that much.
I would imagine not. But maybe, Jason Lacarte. Jason doesn't sound exotic enough for a last name like that.
Yeah, that's true.
We perhaps change it to something more exotic like Dave. Or Jimbo.
Jacques
Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau, hyphenated, as a first name. Probably over the top.
A little bit. I'm down with it.
Indeed. You tell him, Steve Dave.
He'll be starting on the front row here for race number 2 with that lovely Gulf Oil car.
Gulf Oil to the front.
Well, it's already there. It's to the front already.
Indeed.
It's on the front row. All right. Race 2 grid forming up here. This is the reverse grid of race 1 with 10th place starting in first and first place starting in 10th. That's, I believe, how the settings are going to work. You never know. Martin might have changed some things.
Tire damage now at 9,000%.
If anything, he would turn the tire damage down.
Tire damage now at negative 5 million%. Your tires actually grow as the
tire is actually a concrete thing. We got only 15 cars, guys. Come on, you guys stick around for race number 2.
And
Darnell, Davidson, and Lacarte lead us away, and the camera is not watching any of the action right now. It's
hilarious. Camera got drunk.
It's way off here. And we got the Yellow Submarine of Mauricio Delgado in 4th place. Rounding off the top 5, it's Magic Cash Chuck, then James Butler, Andrew D., Martin Edmonds, Anthony Willis, and Tobias Thierolf, Adam Komorowski, John Barker, Taka Mariuka, Raul Viloria, and Paul Rogers. So, I mean, on the bright side, everyone whose name I did not know did leave.
You boy, the virtual reality no longer present.
Indeed. So we do have a full pack that I do know, and Andy Darnell leading the way. One of the Lotus cars, that is Jason Lacarte, very offline, and Mauricio Delgado up into the top 3. Yellow Submarine, go! We here at the ESR commentary booth make no apologies for our rooting for Mauricio, the most enthusiastic racer in the world, Delgado.
Correct. Mauricio muy caliente.
He's the cheerleader in the ESR voice comms during the race. Wishing everybody well. I wish I actually knew what his YouTube name was. I do watch his videos on YouTube here, guys. He is literally calling his journey through this series the Yellow Submarine logs. And James Butler getting overtaken there by Magic Kazchuk and possibly Martin Edmonds following his teammate through. I like that camera angle. Mauricio up the inside of Steve Davidson. It's Gulf Oil versus the Yellow Submarine for second place.
Whoa.
That is somebody off the track. That is Magic Kazchuk pointed the wrong direction. He will slip to the back of the pack here. Jason Lecart looking for a way past, trying to get back up in the top three. He now has Andrew D on his tail. Or no, that's James Butler, then Andrew D, then Martin Edmonds. My apologies. I wonder if it was Martin who knocked teammate Magic Kazchuk into a spin, because they were battling each other.
So we're just blaming on him anyway.
Problems in the Canadian-Polish alliance. Mauricio Delgado looking for a way around. And instead, it's Jason Lecart getting aggressive.
That is how you make a hole for yourself.
Makes the overtake, and Delgado is off the track and trying to regain control. Somebody else is off in the background. It is Raul Villaria and one of the, I'm not sure who that is. That is, I don't know who that is. Oh, you know what it is? We've got a glitch. We actually have more than 15 cars. That's what's throwing me off here. Because I note that N-Bomb is now in the top 15. That's unfortunate. And
drop bombs on him.
And he was not there before. We got the tower glitch where there are more than 15 cars. We just can't see more than 15 cars at any given time. Very annoying. Please fix that. Race room spectator. The cart has lost third spot to James Butler. So it is Darnell, Davidson, and Butler your top three. The cart, Theorolf is up to fifth after starting 10th. Then it is Andrew D, Martin Edmonds, John Barker, Adam Komorowski, and Taka Mariuka. So Taka right now in the race 3 pole position. Anthony Willis has seemingly faded off the face of the earth. We don't see him in the top 15. Could still be running. Steve Dave getting very, very close. Andy Darnell has not had any breathing room at the front this whole race. He is under immense pressure. And, speaking of which, Anthony Willis still running because he picked up a slowdown penalty for track limited use. Further back, that is Theorol battling with Lecart over 4th place. And Martin Edmonds in behind him. Andrew D slipping back to 7th place and under pressure from John Barker, who actually ends up losing a spot to Adam Komorowski.
He has been denied.
Leads for now. Oh, very wide run from Darnell. Through the, I'm not sure if that was, I forget the name of the two big sweepers at Silverstone. I'm disappointed in myself.
The what now?
There are two, very high-speed corners at Silverstone. One is Abbey, and the other is...
Gibbs.
No, it's not Gibbs, although that would be great.
It would be.
Tobias Theorol falling back after a spin or contact. Not sure entirely which. The other one is Cops. Cops and Abbey. There you go. Those are the two
Gibbs.
super high speed sweeper. I believe that was. I believe that one was Cops.
Gibbs is a cops. So it still works.
So the lead goes to Steve Davidson off of that whole finagling. Darnell down to 2nd, and side-by-side action with Lecart and Edmonds over 4th place. And oh no, Butler spins! James Butler running in a podium position spins, and Adam Komorowski gets caught up in it. Oh no.
You have buttled unsuccessfully
There is
and
Butler
continue
trying to
do so.
rejoin himself, so that promotes Martin Edmonds into third place, who was fifth before that, overtook Lecart. Butler spins out of the way, Martin on the podium.
That was
And then it is Andrew D, John Barker, Theorolf, Delgado, Mariuka, and Komorowski, your top 10.
You know what this means? Golf oil to the front.
Como at the front. Steve Davidson in the lead. Kazchuk's 11th, Paul Rogers, Raul Valoria, Anthony Willis up to 14th, and then James Butler. We all race in a yellow submarine. Andrew D sniffing around fourth place. Ben, the camera could just follow Jason Lecart this whole race and never get bored.
He seems to be attracting all the action.
Indeed. Martin Edmonds putting the pressure on Andy Darnell, looking for a second consecutive second place.
Pit crew's going to need some duct tape after this one. Every time we're on Martin, he's got the nose right up in the back of somebody.
Mm-hmm. It's Tobias Theorolf through race one. Now it's Andy Darnell. Down the inside. This is Abby, I do believe. Nope, that's Cops. That's Cops. I recognize that pit exit. And Martin up in second place. So Cops appears to have been the place to get your overtakes achieved. Track limit abuse penalty for Mauricio Delgado. As well as Adam Komorowski. Oh! That was a little bit of an optimistic move by Andrew D there on Jason Lecart, but I'm sure Travis Wallace does approve, and I know Byron does.
Absolutely. Love to see it.
Did not work, though. D remains in fifth place.
Well, I mean, that just means the next step is put him on the wall.
Tobias Theorolf up to sixth. John Barker having a good day. Mauricio Delgado having a good day. Seventh and eighth place. Although it does feel like Delgado could have been having a better day. He was up really close to the front and had that contact with, I think it was Jason Lecart. And that dropped him back down the road. Raul Valoria falling backwards. By the way, how have we not dubbed Raul Valoria as Real Valoria yet? How have we not done that?
Well, I was working up to it. I didn't want to blow all my load in one race. I was going to start actually warming up with some Raoul Duke quotes. I was going to see if he spun out or hit the wall. And
Well, speaking of a spin out, there was somebody spun out. And I think that might have been Valoria because he is dropping backwards, and that was his livery.
I was going to say something about you can't park here, this is bad country, and it was going to be really funny.
I met someone playing Mech Warrior the other day. Plays Mech Warrior under the name Wade Brannigan. And that led to a lot of 23-star porno jokes. So that's fun. Martin Edmonds looking for the race lead, and he is into the lead. I got bad news for you, Byron. Golf Oil no longer to the front.
You know what? I don't need your negativisms. I demand that Martin Edmonds step down immediately.
We do have a chance for an all-Canadian podium here because Andrew D, who's running in fifth place and is Canadian, is only 1 second off the podium right now behind Andy Darnell and Jason Lecart.
Good old D. Nice.
But I would say it's more likely that maybe Theorolf, who's in sixth place, probably would be the guy to make that happen because he's right on the tail there. And in fact, there he is. Camera guy feeling my mojo and showing us the action as Jason Lecart goes very wide and is probably going to lose both those spots to the white cars of Andrew D and Tobias Theorolf. Side-by-side action. He ain't giving up. D around the outside. And no, Lecart's going to hang on against both of them. Keep 4th place. Wow. Good driving. Good tenacious driving by ya boy, Jason Lecart.
Oh, thought we were going for a Tenacious D joke.
I would, but I need Andrew D to be the tenacious one to make that work because he loses a spot to Tobias Thirol.
Muy tenacious.
As Taka Mariuka is off the track, dropping out of the top 10. So reverse grid pole currently belongs to Anthony Willis. He's come through back to 10th place. And he will be joined on the front row by Magic Kazchuk. That could be interesting. Kazchuk started on the front row at Brands Hatch with me and was very aggressive to turn 1, and I liked it. As Jason Lecart goes very wide, and I can't imagine he's going to hold the spots this time. No, they're both through. Theorolf up into 4th place, D into 5th.
Yeah, wasn't a great angle, but that was really close. He might have had some help to get out there.
Oh. Mauricio Delgado on the tail of John Barker. So with 2 minutes to go and a little bit, we got Edmonds, Davidson, Darnell, Theorolf, D, Lecart, Barker, Delgado, Kazchuk, and Willis. That is your top 10. That is your reverse grid right now. It would be Willis, Kazchuk, and Delgado starting in the top 3 if things stay as they are.
They will not, because
James Butler is still in the mix.
win.
James Butler is still in the mix. Adam Komorowski is still in the mix. And in fact, that is Andy Darnell off the track, and Tobias Thirol says, "Thank you. I will continue my 100% podium rate. Thank you very much." Tobias Thirolf is flirting with that new Mike Stockmill, Jason Mons reputation as Taka has another spin. But I don't think he's quite there yet. I think Thirolf comes off as very human, whereas Mike Stockmill was some kind of outwardly force. He was Shang Tsung, and he was looking for your racing soul.
Dang.
And also proclaiming flawless victory at the end of like so many races. Andy Darnell under pressure from Andrew D. It's AD versus AD. So Travis, who do you recall from your days racing regularly with the ESR? Who are the familiar names to you here today?
Oh Lord, in this field, let's see, John Barker, Delgado, James Butler, remember him? Maruka, or did we have another guy named Maruka back then?
I feel like Taka is not during your time, but I could be mistaken.
Maybe it was a similar name than that. But as far as that's on the list there, that might be it.
Well, you remember Martin Edmonds, of course.
I don't know who you're talking about.
He's a noob.
I think he raced against Andrew D a couple of times. I think he was during your time period.
It's a possibility.
As the checkered flag has come out, and Martin Edmonds has been declared your winner here around the Silverstone National layout.
Hex. Shouldn't have tires.
It's coming down to the very end here between Taka Mariuka and Paul Rogers, 14th place.
Just missed a perfect opportunity to give him the bumper.
And they will cross the line in 14th and 15th. And it will be reverse grid pole for Anthony Willis. We also had Baum finish the race in 16th place. So fastest lap to Tobias Theerolf on his way to third place. Martin Edmonds is your third different winner in the series, and Theerolf has been on the podium in all 4 races. Absolutely dominant so far. We didn't see the race 2 reverse grid pole really turn into something, but I got a good feeling about race 3 because Anthony Willis has had pace here pretty much throughout this. He qualified P3, ran to a podium in race 1, got pushed into a spin in race 2 and fell back, came back to 10th place. I feel good about him. I feel like he has a shot. And he did a 57.2 through the race. I think he's a live dog out front.
Rough. Mio, I have breaking MMA news.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Dillashaw has officially retired.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently got shoulder surgery and was like, you know what? No.
There are some suggesting that he's trying to pull the Conor McGregor tactic of retire, do the steroids, and then come back.
I mean, it's working for Conor.
I was gonna say if it works, it works.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the statement from like a lot of MMA Twitter where it's like, if Conor McGregor is quote unquote not getting special treatment, and everybody can do what Conor's done, I don't know why everyone isn't retiring to get out of the testing pool to take some steroids. Honestly,
I believe I shall retire for 1 year. You fucking jacked.
While we got a little bit of downtime here, fill y'all in. I competed in my first race this past weekend up at VIR.
oh
Yes, one of our guys, JD.
It's Virginia International Raceway to those.
Yes. Been racing with JD for like 12 or 13 years now, virtually. And he got his new MX-5 ready this year. They did a break-in race up at Thompson, his home track, and brought it to VIR this past weekend. And we went on to notice that we had a mechanical issue Friday night before the race. All of the local shops were closed, so we had to wait till Saturday morning before the grid. Ended up gridding about an hour late for the first race. It was an 8-hour race. So basically just took it easy. It was pouring rain also. So took it easy and just kind of got a feel for the car. And then Sunday it was sunny and dry and perfect conditions. Ended up starting way back in the field and raced our way up to P14 overall and P3 in class.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a whole heck of a lot of fun.
Just to be clear, this is not hit to pass?
No. There was a little bit of hitting going on, but we managed to avoid it.
If anybody's not been to a live hit to pass, you're missing out.
So who are we looking at for a big performance here in race number 3, guys? We've seen 2 races of this. We've seen 30 minutes of action. And, we're going to do it again. So who are your guys to watch for here in this race?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that Martin Edmonds has, manipulated some game files, so I expect him to make the podium again.
Yeah, I'd say he definitely probably had a hand in keeping all the fast guys out so that he would have a chance to do something. As I recall, that was his tactic.
Mm-hmm. I think Anthony Willis is due for a big result here, and I'm going to say Magic Kazchuk is a guy to keep an eye on. I believe he's starting on the front row. And like I said, Magic Kazchuk, a elbows out racer, just on the proper side of clean, and a guy who, if you give him a little bit of a gap, he'll take it and he'll make it work. So I think him and Anthony Willis starting on the front row should be very interesting.
Yeah, last round got a little physical, so hopefully this one cleans up and we're going to see some really good racing here to finish it off.
Good to see Nick Baum still out there. He'll be starting from 16th place, but which is last. But hey, we appreciate people coming out, helping the grid come up, and having some fun.
Oh boy, we getting this angle again.
Looks like.
My favorite.
Yeehaw.
Does have 45 seconds to fix itself, though, so we'll see.
I demand nonstop 24/7 helicopter cam.
This does feel like the appropriate cam for, I've told the story of the Miller Motorsports Park race room mod. Not race room mod, Race 07 mod back in the day, where it would start you from the parking lot. I feel like that's what this camera's trying to do. And here we go. Only 15 cars, so we lost somebody. I'm not sure whom. Paul Rogers. Paul Rogers is missing. Anyways, we're off. Once again, we can't see the action. But here come the cars around the corner, and it is Anthony Willis in the lead from Magic Kashchuk, the Yellow Submarine of Mauricio Delgado, John Barker, and Jason Lecart popping the curve there at Cops.
Yeah, Willis got a wonderful start.
Indeed, he is quite a ways out in front. And, I think it's maybe that Kashchuk didn't get a good one because he is under immense pressure from the Yellow Submarine, and that is Adam Komorowski having a spin. So, yes, we have lost Paul Rogers from the front, down to 15 cars. Mauricio going side by side with Magic Kashchuk, and Anthony Willis is looking at his rearview mirror right now, being like, yes, let the hate flow through you.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want to see in a short race. Build up as much gap as you can.
I mean, eyeballs have to go to race 1 winner Tobias Thierolf, who's up to 6th place, and race 2 winner Martin Edmonds in 9th place as two of the big threats to Willis. But we'll see. John Barker still hanging on to 4th against Andrew D, Thierolf, Darnell, Lecart, Edmonds, and Davidson. Butler in 11th, Real Velour in 12th. Taka Mariuka, Nick Baum, and Adam Komorowski. Oh, nice save there by Delgado. Side-by-side action around Jason Lecart once again. Always busy around Mr. Lecart. And that is Martin Edmonds and Andy Darnell having a shoving match over 8th place.
Yeah, I don't think that's the start that Edmonds was looking for.
Well, I mean, he's up a spot, so, not the start he's looking for, obviously, but it was not a bad one. I mean, there's only so much you can do. If you move forward in lap 1, you've kind of done your job. And now his goal has got to be to get around Andy Darnell, who goes very wide and might end up losing a spot also to James Butler. Oh, Butler gets into him.
Good
Saves
save.
it.
Good save.
Good save. But yeah, Edmonds up in 8th place, overtaking Darnell. And next on his list is the John Player special car of Jason Lecart, who is going side by side with Andrew D once again. Tobias Thierolf up into 4th place, having finally dispatched John Barker and Andrew D. And Anthony Willis has a 1.2 second edge over Magic Kashchuk, who has finally gotten clear of the Yellow Submarine of Mauricio Delgado and is comfortably in 2nd place. Jason Lecart is constantly involved in side-by-side action here as he loses a spot there to Martin Edmonds, who moves into 7th place, and is trying to make it a 2-for-1, trying to get past Andrew D as well.
Looks like he's got the run.
He does, but D's got the inside angle on the corner as Mauricio Delgado loses a spot to Tobias Thierolf. So Thierolf is on the charge and once again holding a podium position. Andrew D spins. I'm going to blame Martin Edmonds.
Yep, wasn't in the shot, but I was about to say that.
Oh, here's a question. Is Andrew from Detroit?
I don't believe so.
What about Des Moines?
I don't believe so either.
Well, I'm beginning to suspect that the D is just cosmetic.
Could be. Whoa! Martin gets past John Barker, but with a little tank slapper there. think he's
Giggity.
lucky that I think Mr. Barker let him off there a little bit too easily. He's trying to come back at him. Oh, and a spin for Taka Mariuka, as well as Adam Komorowski being involved. It looks like Komorowski is trying to do the gentleman's thing, cruising very slowly to try to let Taka re-overtake him. Maybe feeling a little bit bad about that one. Meantime, James Butler is going to try and take a whack at Jason Lecarte. And I personally hope that the camera sticks here for a while, because you've got the aggressiveness of Butler, you've got the tenacity of Lecarte. I think this is a recipe for some really good racing.
But what if we add some oregano?
And you got John Barker kind of slipping back into it to make it a three-way. Three-way dance, three-way dance.
Somebody get a ladder.
Taking a bit of a weird line there.
Yeah, I think he got caught off guard there.
He might have had a little bit of a bump.
Yeah.
And Andy Darnell and Steve Davidson also there, so we could have a proper five-way fight here. Gentlemen, there are only 4 corners to a 4-corner survival match. One of you will have to go.
Make it a dungeon match.
Very close fighting right now. There's only one gap. There's only one particularly large gap on the track right. What two? Nick Baum is quite a ways behind Andrew D, and then Komorowski and Mariuka are kind of having their own race. But almost everybody is pretty damn close together. Very tight. And right now, John Barker is hugging that defensive line, just absolutely hoping Butler gets into the back of Lecarte. That opens the deal for Darnell. Andy Darnell going down the inside. He could get both of them. I think. And he does. Darnell got both of them and moves into 7th place. Ahead of Lecarte and Butler.
Back at Darnell.
Tobias Thierolf on the tail of Magic Kazchuk. Looking for 2nd place. Very wide there. Martin Edmonds battling with Mauricio Delgado over 4th. We are halfway through the race, and it has been a doozy, this race number 3.
I would like to report Martin Edmonds for war crimes because he's bullying Mauricio.
It's not necessarily war crimes.
It is now. It's international.
Tobias Thierolf looking down the inside, but unable to get the job done. Cops there.
Very good defensive driving.
Oh yeah, Magic Kazchuk is a tough man to get past. He's a defensive driver after my own heart. Andy Darnell on the tail of John Barker. The petrolhead sim racing duo of Barker and Darnell.
Patrolling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thierolf gets a little out of
Nice.
shape there. Looked like a little contact with Kazchuk. Kazchuk retains 2nd place. In the meantime, Edmonds has overtaken Delgado off camera and is now up into 4th place. And has his teammate Magic Kazchuk there to possibly help him out as James Butler is ahead of a heck of a fight between Jason Lecarte and Steve Davidson and somebody else is in there, Andrew D. So we saw Adam Komorowski have a bit of a moment.
Ooh, there we go. Got him there.
Tobias Thierolf might have it against Kazchuk here, but Kazchuk does have that inside line to the next turn. Let's see what he can do. And the camera guy not helping us out here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love seeing a good little fight between Andy Darnell and John Barker, and that's going to be very interesting. But, well, Kazchuk did retain second place, it looks like. And I wonder if him and Martin Edmonds are going to try and some chicanery here. They are teammates. They are long-term teammates in that Canadian pole team. And a little shake and bake against Thierolf, maybe? We'll see. Because right now, Kazchuk is blocking Thierolf back into Edmonds. And this might work out beautifully, actually. Edmonds around the outside. And he's got it!
Wow, what a move.
Martin Edmonds into fourth place. Or third place, pardon me. And Mauricio Delgado in the Yellow Submarine would like a chance as well. Although what I think, just saying, you've got a bit of an alliance there between Kazchuk and Edmonds. Delgado and Thierolf may want to throw in a little bit of teamwork as well. Oh, contact with Martin Edmonds and Tobias Thierolf.
Go,
Mauricio Delgado overtakes both.
Drive it like
And
still
Thierolf is going to fall backwards through the pack here. That is Steve Davidson going through. That is Andrew D going through. Thierolf is outside of the top 10.
Fortunately, just a little too aggressive.
Looks like we've lost Taka Mariuka from the race. Has parked it.
Isn't it Maruoka?
Could be Maruoka, yeah.
That's how
You're probably correct. He's never actually corrected me, and I've asked him. I've asked him if it's correct a couple times, and never gotten a response. So you're probably right that it is Oka.
Maruoka. The Great Oka.
Indeed, the Great Okarn.
Saw some more smoke back there.
And Steve Davidson dropping back a little bit. So that might have been Steve pumping up that smoke. In the Gulf oil car. In the meantime, Anthony Willis has built a 6-second lead at the front of the pack. He's having a good day. I don't think he's ever won an ESR race, so we might be looking at a first time top of the podium, first time bubbly recipient in Anthony Willis. Kazchuk in second. Delgado third. Edmonds fourth. Edmonds still somehow in fourth place after that contact with Thierolf. Barker, Darnell, Lecarte. That's the battle you're looking at here. And then it's Thierolf picking up a spot there with Andrew D. and James Butler. Darnell looking around the outside. That's going to turn into the inside. I think he might get this. He might get Barker here.
If he can clear him, not a great angle.
We haven't really seen an overtake at this turn around the outside, so probably correct that Barker is probably going to hold this here. And actually, Jason Lecarte in the JPS car is the one that picks up the spot, actually. Overtaking Darnell. Again, the camera could just follow Jason Lecarte. Probably have a great time. Probably 2 more laps here, and we'll have the results in the books.
Excellent.
Down the inside, Darnell. He wants that 6th place, and he's going to be a little truculent about it.
That's the best way to be.
Tobias Thierolf on their tail. And Martin Edmonds, he's overtaken Mauricio Delgado once, and he's going to have to try and do it again. I'm counting down here as they enter the final lap. Edmonds on the inside of Copps. I think he's got it. And Lecart goes a bit wide there, and Darnell gets back past him. I'm not sure how Lecart got past Darnell again.
Track limit abuse.
Well, he did. Yeah. Well, yeah. But that was actually on the losing it, and Tobias Thurl's going to go through as well.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be so abusive.
It's his love language, sir.
That's fair.
Lecart trying to come back at Thierolf. Never assume you've overtaken Jason Lecart. That is what I'm learning from this race. And he is back past Tobias Thierolf.
Hell of a move, yes.
It motivates him. As they come to the finish, Anthony Willis with a dominant victory here. Congratulations on the bubbly.
Wilbur.
Magic Kaszczuk and Martin Edmonds will join him on the podium. Mauricio Delgado fourth. John Barker, Andy Darnell, Jason Lecart, Tobias Thierolf, Andrew D, and James Butler. Your top 10. They're followed by Steve Davidson, Adam Komorowski, Raul Valoria, and this man, Nick Baum, sticking it out there and taking 14th place. So the championship standings after 2 rounds and 5 races. We got Tobias Thierolf leading the way with 106 points. Martin Edmonds is on 90. 65 for Andy Darnell. 60 for Henrik Andreasen. 52 for James Butler. And the top 10 is rounded up by Magic Kaszczuk, Bertrand Barrier, Steve Davidson, Andrew D, and Anthony Willis. Your team's championship, the Transatlantic Hurricane, Tobias Thierolf and Andrew D lead the way. From the Canadian Pole OG squad, that's Edmonds and Kaszczuk. Dogged Duo Racing, John Barker and James P. Butler, your top 3. Then it is the Yellow Submarine, Bertrand Barrier and Mauricio Delgado. And the Petrol Heads, Andy Darnell, Samuel Oliveira, and Michael Tuitt. Although Michael Tuitt has not shown up to a single race. I'm not really sure if he is a member of that team. Rounding off the top 10, we have the Real Golf Racing Crew, Rene Ermer and Steve Davidson. The Turbo Turtles, Taka Marioka and Adam Komorowski. Inspired Yorkshire, which is a 1-car team. I'm not really sure what the legality of that is. That's Jordan Evans. The Zero Racing Crew, Michael Magas and Rick Martel. And the OG squad, Richard DeRoche and Sean Kenny. So that's the top 10. We head to Donington Park for the next round of this championship on December 17th. It is also the day of the Portimao live race. So, Byron, Travis, if you got anything you want to plug, do it now.
Travis, welcome back to full-time commentary duty. You don't have a choice. And also, Mauricio Delgado OP.
Don't know if I can hit the full time, but I'd love to do it again. I thank y'all for having me again. It's been really fun.
Not a problem. And we'll be at Donington Park. Then it is, like I said, Brands Hatch Indy. The Brands Hatch Indy race is going to be interesting. That's in the new year, though. And we finish off with the Silverstone full GP layout, or I think it's a GP layout. Let me just verify that. Events. Yep, it's the full Grand Prix layout for the final, and that'll be 3 races there. Brands Hatch will get 3 as well, and Donington Park just 2. So there you go. And on that note, we're going to call it a day, and thank you for joining ESR Racing on this journey through Aquila's on British tracks.